This is the Kal Katster, the day before New Year's Eve, to give you the Clara Award winners. First, a simple preview review of a movie that we have just witnessed. Set. We had many of the cast from Valley Stories, the Atmospheres, Valley Stories, at the choir group and worship group, including Debbie Grobman and Ruth Chen and Marissa Campbell and Samantha Campbell and Brad Carey and a bunch of the cast watching see Les Miserables. Yes, the musical version with Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway and Russell Crowe. Yeah, very good movie. Should win the Oscar for Best Picture, Best Song, and whatnot. Although I'm kind of partial to the Lord of the Rings song, as you can tell. More so than the ones in Les Miserables. Yeah, good movie. Go out and see it. What's our best drama, best musical? The other stuff is less than that. So that's all the review I want to say of that. I haven't yet written a review of it, but I likely will blog one tomorrow. Anyway, I have here the Clara Awards to remind you of the nominees of Best Fantasy Film, Science Fiction Film. The nominees were Looper, Marvel's The Avengers, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, Skyfall, Life of Pi, The Dark Knight Rises, and Iron Sky. I'm one of the few reviewers out there that has said Dark Knight Rises should be up there with something, should get something. I'll throw in some technical stuff in there they could also get. And the nominees for Best Fantasy Film. And the winner for Best Fantasy Film of the year 2012 goes to, unexpectedly, Marvel's The Avengers. Gets the win for the Kal Kat show. It said Marvel's The Avengers, although it was based on the comic book series and it was a build-up from other movies, was the best fantasy film of the year. Now, The Hobbit has also been nominated for other categories, so it may still win for something else, but not for fantasy film. Next, we go on to Best Animated Fantasy Film, which is an interesting way, or Best Animated Film. Mark's Cards thought that actually, although Ariadne was actually released later, it actually was based on an earlier work, that it should get a nod as well. Okay, so we're going to give it a nod as well because Mark's Cards is co-creator. So we're going to so we're going to raid, we're going to put Ariadne back in there for something under the nominee nods. Ariadne or The Borrowers, Wreck-It Ralph, Rise of the Guardians, that was the one with the Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and all that, Disney's Brave, and Pirates Band of Misfits. The winner of the Best Animated Film of the year, Mark's Cards and I decided that Wreck-It Ralph wins. Wreck-It Ralph wins Best Animated Feature of this year. Last year he said that a little-known Japanese movie was his choice for the winner, and we've forgotten what it was. Next, and the other one, Area gets a nod for creativity. Oh, let's see. And also, let's see. Okay, horror thriller. Cabin in the Woods was taken off because it actually is a movie from last year. But Mark's Card said we should put it back on. So we're going to put it back on as a nominee for Best Horror. It doesn't mean it's going to get it. It just means it's a nominee. Okay, that's the Best Horror Movie. Horror fantasy / movie. Followed by Chronicle, which really was science fiction but was horror as well. Sort of a modern version of Akira in a way. Same kind of idea. And Heroes, sort of Akira Heroes hybrid. Django Unchained, which is a rewrite of an Italian play. We haven't reviewed that one yet. In which Quentin Tarantino decided to set it in old Western days with slaves. That's not what the original was about at all. So people have a controversy over the slaves. The original was not about that. The original was about an Italian bandit, apparently, running around with guns and killing bad guys. So this version is not that. Hence the references to Alexander Dumas and the Three Musketeers. It was a Three Musketeers parody, interestingly enough. Kind of. So here we have the Django Unchained is one of them. And Seven Psychopaths, which was a horror comedy, which came out early in the year with Christopher Walken. And actually, that wasn't a bad one. Mark Karts did not see Seven Psychopaths and hadn't yet seen the Django Unchained. And Cabin in the Sky is on there. Even though it was really technically a 2011 movie held back for a year. Now, here at the winner of the Best Horror Thriller Film of 2012 is Django Unchained. Django Unchained wins Best Horror Thriller of the year. You won't see a horror thriller or fantasy film at the Oscars this year. You won't see it. It just won't happen. Okay. Okay, we got something to add to the Best Drama category, which is also known as, in Hollywood circles, Best Picture of the year. Best Drama. You would rarely see a comedy. You rarely see a musical, or both together, or you almost always see a drama or tragedy. Drama includes The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which was a little-known film that wasn't that popular, so it's not likely it'll get the Oscar, although it might get a nod for something, maybe supporting actress for Emma Watson, but I doubt it, just because the Oscars is really jaded and doesn't do movies that aren't popular, unless you count some of those movies last year they did do, because they were thinking, oh, let's be more hip, but we weren't fooled. Yeah, Tree of Life, that didn't count. That movie sucked. Okay? And somebody commented on my blog, they're all like, oh, thanks for wasting my time on your blog. It's like, you watched a review of Tree of Life. It's going to be a waste of time, so get over it. Anyway, it's a parody anyway. All of my reviews are kind of parody. Yeah, I'm not an official paid critic. I'm an unpaid critic. I don't get paid. Okay, so here we have the best drama. The Perks of Being a Wallflower was 1. We've seen Les Miserables. That would be 2. Life of Pi would be 3 in the category. There were very few dramas that I actually saw. I did not see Lincoln. Can't rate it then. Did not see some of those other ones. Did not rate them. Maybe Lincoln was awesome. I don't know. Maybe it was kind of long in the tooth and dreary. Anyway, actually, Les Miserables wasn't that dreary, and there were dreary parts in it, but it wasn't that dreary. And what's funny is some of the audience was actually laughing at inopportune parts that weren't funny, but they were laughing anyway. What the heck? Yeah, there was a big audience too, so. Life of Pi was a little weird for some, and although it's semi-popular, it's probably not going to get the Oscar. I think they're going to give it to the musical. I think they're going to give it to Les Miserables. And the Kal Kat show agrees. So, best drama, I've seen it now, is Les Miserables. And best picture. It's likely to be best picture, Les Miserables. Also, yeah, so that's it for that category. I don't think, I guess you could throw the Hobbit in there if you want, as a drama as well. Let's go on. Let's see. Okay. Best comedy. There was like one good comedy. Well, I guess I'll throw Seven Psychopaths in there as well, even though I didn't on the original list. 21 Jump Street was the winner anyway, so it's 21 Jump Street by default, because there was really nothing much. Next year they'll have some funnier movies, but this year not so much. Okay, we are going to give Lord of the Rings something, the Hobbit movie. There is not a category for Best Director, but Peter Jackson could be nominated, as well as Tom Hooper, who directed Les Miserables, and Josh Whedon for The Cabin in the Sky, and Joss Whedon for Avengers. It looks like we're going to add that, and it looks like the winner is going to be anyway Peter Jackson for The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. That's going to be the winner, Peter Jackson. He's going to win. Yeah, because directing a musical is like, yeah, you know, with a lot of special effects, but you know, they just had to sing in front of him, so it's not really, you know, I guess cinematography maybe for the other movie, but maybe not. Different, I don't know. I think the Oscar will probably go to Tom Hooper again for in terms of the Oscars. They just want to go nuts over Les Miserables. I think they will because they're old. But also it was a good movie though, so it deserves it. If it doesn't get it, they're stupid. As I said at the end of the show, it was all, if they don't give this an Oscar, they're stupid. That's what it's. Yes, the Academy could be stupid, or at least senile. So here we have, Academy, don't get insulted that we called you stupid, but we did, because sometimes you guys are. Now let's see, and if they just come back to haunt me someday and they broadcast this when I get my first Oscar, I will laugh. I won't be insulted. We'll. So I'll be like, yeah, I called you guys dumb years ago. So what? But anyway, let's see. Best family director, Chris Nolan, The Dark Knight. Why did I? Okay, fantasy director, I chose Joss Whedon and Chris Nolan and Peter Jackson, and now added this other one. I don't know if that Batman movie. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't as good as the first and second one. It was good, but it wasn't the best movie of the year, best director of the year deal going on. There were just some plot holes, but that's that's him. Best drama director, Tom Hooper, Les Miserables, or Ang Lee for the Life of Pi. Hey, Cat. Cat wants to rate something. You liked it too? Kitty Cat liked it. Kitty Cat liked Life of Pi. She didn't see it, but she liked it. Sorry, Kitty, you're not going to win Life of Pi. We're giving Best Fantasy Director, Joss Whedon, or Chris Nolan, or Peter Jackson for Fantasy Director. So we're going to give it another category. We're going to give that to Joss Whedon. For the Fantasy, Marvel's The Avengers. So he gets the Avengers. He gets the little Oscar. Gets the Clara. It's a cat. The Clara Award. You just get to Clara. Yeah, we'll be mailing that to you shortly. Just kidding. You're not going to get the Clara. There is no Clara. Oh, we haven't made one. The closest thing we got was during the flyer series. We handed out a piece of paper with a wanted poster printed out, looking thing with a cat, a gilded cat in the middle of it, and we sent it out, and that was our Clara Award 6 years ago. So, let's see. Now we're going to get to the worst category, it looks like. Although, I think we're going to add for best thriller horror or horror movie. There's only one in the category. I will throw a couple others, and I'll throw in the Batman movie. It was Django Unchained originally. He's going to win overall, hands down. But I threw the other one in there as a nominee. And Cabin in the Sky. But the winner here is Quentin Tarantino for Django, for thriller director. It's like a horror, thriller, comedy director. All right, Django Unchained. Okay, now we get to the worst movies of the year. Now, I didn't see a lot of the worst movies of the year because they were bad. So what we called this category was best of the worst. Now, these are movies that were actually given fairly semi-decent ratings, but also weren't very good. We know that it's a shooting in a barrel if you give a worst movie review to something like The Smurfs 2 or Medea's Family Part 7 or something, or Paranormal Part 5, because you know that movie isn't going to be very good. So it's the best worst movie, the worst best movie, so to speak. The worst category worst fantasy science fiction. Dredd 2012, that's Judge Dredd movie. The Expendables 2, I Am Number 4, The Watch, Total Recall 2012, The Amazing Spider-Man, even though Jim really loved it, Jim Bufkin, it wasn't very good. It was the best worst movie. It was okay. And Prometheus was the shoe-in. And The Hunger Games was in there. That movie was not that great, guys. And yeah, it is a ripoff of Battle Royale. Although Battle Royale was considerably darker, and it's like a movie that they kind of copied. Clearly, the director of Hunger Games watched Battle Royale and was like, let's make it kind of like that. Just a little bit. But clearly the author was also thinking along the same lines. And yeah, we know it's a book series, but hey, your book series came out after Battle Royale. Came out in theaters, so you saw it. Come on. And then there's the Men in Black 3. So these are movies that aren't the worst movies of the year, because we didn't see the worst ones. We didn't see the under 30% category. And the winner of the worst movie of the year, bar none, of this best worst category, for its disappointing premise and ridiculous plot holes and impossible premises, which for a science fiction film, it clearly they should have fixed this stuff early on and said, hey, they should have said freebooters, not scientists. Done that whole creation alien. They're going to find the creation of man aliens. And then we're going to go on this planet and the scientists are going to act dumb and do really dumb things and get lost, even though they have a map reader. And then this lady's going to give herself a C-section and pull an alien out and be walking around to tell about it the next day. It's like Prometheus. Prometheus is the hands-down winner in this category. It's just, they built up this huge premise and this huge ad campaign and with all these viral videos, and the movie just sucked. I mean, it was visually pretty, but the logic in it was just awful. And it's not to say that I haven't written stuff just like it that was just as bad, but I didn't make a movie out of it for millions of dollars. I wouldn't make a movie out of my worst stuff. I don't know what Ridley was thinking. Maybe he's having family issues. I know his brother passed away during a little bit after that. Maybe he saw the movie and it just killed him. I don't know. But it handing it over to Damon Lindelof to finish the script and having him claim that he didn't mess with it, he fixed it. He didn't fix it. He made it worse. The original script was a little better. They weren't exactly scientists. It was a little better, and the C-section part happens in the middle instead of the end. So she gets time to heal, and the robot's reason is different. The alien's reason is different. Which it should have been. The whole... My goodness, what a mess. Prometheus, winning best worst movie. Okay, worst animated movie. Although Hotel Transylvania was liked by Amanda Rumsey. It wasn't that great. Paranorman was the other worst animated. Then this, granted, these are ones we've only seen. And the Lorax was the third, and that was the shoe-in. The Lorax missed the point of the Dr. Seuss book that it was based on. Some of it was in there, and this weird, like, utopian, heavy-handed, like, plastic world thing was like, what are they? It was just bad. The other two were much better. Best, worst. Okay, worst horror movie of the year. I've only seen a few of these, so I had to rate them. Even though Debbie Grobman loved Dark Shadows, the movie, I did not. I said it was kind of bad. But, oh well, so much for that. Or The Woman in Black with Harry Potter, with Daniel Radcliffe. And The Woman in Black won for best worst horror movie that I had seen. Now, I didn't see Paranormal Activity 5. I probably should have actually rated Resident Evil 5, but that's kind of shooting in a barrel too, because it was so bad that it almost was entertaining. So I didn't even put it in there. Let's see. Okay, worst comedy of the year. I should have included Ted, but I didn't. But I will, just now. The Dictator, American Reunion, The American Pie, Part 6 or 4, depending on whether you count the beach ones and the direct-to-video ones. The Three Stooges movie, which had funny scenes, but it was really dumb. Like, on purpose or something. It wasn't entertaining. It was dumb. Okay, and the winner is Dictator. Sasha, stop. Just stop. We're going to release a character like one of yours. We're going to release a martial artist character. But, yeah, it's going to be funnier than Sasha's character. Sacha Baron Cohen, stop doing it. Just stop. Just stop. Okay. Now, let's see. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done. All right, honorable mentions and such. We were quite surprised, or at least I was, that Hugh Jackman apparently can sing. Apparently, he was a Broadway guy before he did the SS. So that's why he can sing. Or he's some sort of singer. We knew Russell Crowe could sing because he was in a band. He's a rock star in Australia before he became a big star over here. Weird seeing opera. Anne Hathaway, it was kind of a consensus that although she can sing, I don't know if she was the proper choice, but that's all right. Just can't think of anybody else that could replace her, so I guess it was all right. I mean, she did an okay job. I don't know why they were so hard on her. Maybe because they were jealous. But no, she's no Streisand. She's no Celine Dion by a long shot. She's no, she's a little better than Mariah Carey. I ain't saying something, I guess. I don't know, but Mariah Carey. Yeah. Some of your early stuff was good, but you know, just, I don't know. Not anymore. Better than Britney Spears. Oof, she would have ruined it. That would have been funny though. But yeah. So if they got singing actor awards, then that other movie will. Les Miserables will walk away with all kinds of Oscars. Oh yeah, they're probably going to win most of them. Dark Knight Rises is going to win for cinematography or something. Ooh. But really, in terms of visual, stunning stuff and different innovation, cinematography, I would go with the Hobbit movie. I would give the Lord of the Rings, those kind of technical stuff. 48 frame movie, pretty looking. And I saw the 9-minute Star Trek trailer, and yes, that planet is called Nibiru in it. Why, Abrams, why did you call the alien planet Nibiru? Why? Why'd you do that? You know why? Guess who co-wrote it? Damon Lindelof. Not a good sign, but let me know that even if that movie better not start, but maybe it won't. Maybe somehow they'll pull it out of the mire. Star Trek movie will be good. It better be good. Our Star Trek film, the Star Trek Chimera, is still in production. It's the longest production ever, as Mark Scards pointed out. If we were working for a studio that wasn't us, we would have been fired a long time ago. So, just a cat. And so, Chimera should be out. We were saying the summer of 2013, but I seriously doubt that. We'll have ours out by the time the next one is. We're probably looking at the 47th anniversary of Star Trek, around September of 2013. We will bow into the screens of YouTube with Star Trek Chimera, the Destiny device. So our animated, well, sort of pseudo-animated go-motion puppet thing, like the Transtech movies were. Our go-motion Star Trek movie is going to be out, and you're going to see it. It's going to be awesome. What we have so far is truly cool, and what is it just saying that? But it's fan film, and it is a fan film. It is a Mary Sue, and the fans get lots of William Shatner. So if they want William Shatner fans out there, there will be Kirk and Spock, everybody through by way of the holodeck and other things we're not going to give away, and the new crew of the Chimera and the next generation crew and the DS9 crew. It'll be falling around the anniversary of DS9 beginning, roughly 2013. I know it started in 1993 in January, but it'll be in the same year, so it'll be the 20th anniversary of DS9 and the 27th of Next Gen or something like that. So yeah, so that's cool. And it's going to be pretty awesome. And there's a little Voyager in it too. And everybody's rank is a little bit promoted, which they should be. And we essentially fixed Nemesis. We've taken the... we fixed what happened at the end of Nemesis, let's say. We've made it more interesting. Yes. It's not to say that we brought Data back. We didn't do that, but sort of. There's sort of an homage to Data, and we're not giving that away, but there is an homage. And Chimera, as you probably hinted at on the internet already, is looking to be a Q movie. The voice of Q will, of course, be Kal Kat. Or maybe it's Silly Kelly. I don't think about it. It's probably Silly Kelly. But it's one of my personae. Anyway, so Kal Kat Show. And we'll see you on New Year's Eve for the Slammin' Crazy New Year's party. Well, we will bring it to you live, New York style, which means we'll be watching the 9 o'clock show. And then we'll go out and do whatever else later on, and you won't get to see that part. New York style, tomorrow. Now, this was the Clara Awards, the Kal Kat Show. Signing off. Live long and prosper.